Hey YouTube, Country Boy Prepper here. Well, I've been working on breaking these pallets apart and getting the wood out of them, getting all the nails and staples out of them. And I've got several more to go, 2 more to go looks like, and I've got a pile here of wood that is broken apart, but it's still got nails and staples in it. And then over there, I've got another pile of wood that's clean. All the staples and nails are out. It's ready to go, ready to be used. And then I've got some of it right here that I've already used to build my first target stand. And breaking these pallets up and getting all the staples and nails out was a bit of a hassle, really. It was quite a bit of work. I've still got some more to go, and but I mean, if you got more time than money, more spare time than you have spare money, it's worth doing, in my opinion. So I didn't mind doing it all. And over here, I used the wood screws that I got at the yard sale the other day. These were in that pile of hardware I got for $3. I mean, considering all the other hardware I got, these screws here probably cost me less than $1. So that cost me next to nothing. And then, of course, I got the wood for free. And all that I really needed beyond that was I needed 4 of these 4-inch lag bolts, 4 wing nuts, and then there's 2 washers right here, one here and one here. I'll give you a better view of this here in a minute, close up. So that would be 8 washers total. And then this stuff here, this white stuff, is it's just like it's plastic cardboard, basically, corrugated plastic cardboard. They use them for signs. They make signs out of them. This is an old sign that I picked up for free from my church. They were throwing them away, and I grabbed some. I've got another buddy who owns a business, and he can get this stuff for free as well. And this is great for target practice because it's not going to deteriorate if it gets wet. It's a lot more durable and stiff, and it just holds up a lot better. So if you can get your hands on any of this, it's great for targets. And then I'll just take this to the range and tape my silhouette targets or whatever kind of targets I want to put on here. And I made this a bit oversized. This is 40 inches tall by 35 inches wide. And I'm going to give you a better view of it here in a minute. Just hold on. But and I kind of made it oversized. You can make them a lot smaller and more compact. But I made this one with pistol shooting in mind, and the idea being the bigger the target, the less likely I would be of hitting the wood and damaging the wood, which if I need to replace any of these pieces of wood, it's just a matter of taking out a couple of wood screws and I can easily replace a piece if it gets damaged. So I made these a little bit bigger with pistol shooting in mind. Pistol shooting, you're not going to have to tote this very far. Rifle shooting, you're going to be a lot more precise. You might have to walk 100 yards downrange or 200 yards or whatever to tote this thing. So you want it smaller, more compact, more lightweight. And you can make them whatever size you want. This is just about the biggest I would probably make one. The next one I make is going to be slightly shorter, slightly narrower. I'm thinking maybe 35 by 30 is what my next one will probably be. And anyway, let me just show you real quick how this thing works before I get the camera close up and show you how I built this. But basically, you just take these legs and fold them up like so, just like that. And that's what you end up with. And you can tighten down these wing nuts a bit tighter. I don't have them real snug right now. And it'll stay folded up pretty well. Then when you flip it out and set it up, you just tighten them down again, and it'll stay very secure. And one of the nice things about this thing, besides its obvious portability, is say for instance with a typical, like a T-frame stand that you see a lot of times, where you'll have a 2x4s and a T joint at the bottom and just stick it up. If you're on unlevel terrain, ground or whatever, and you set one of those down, your target could be canted at an angle, at a funny angle, not going to sit right. The nice thing about this is if I'm on a hill or anything like that, say I'm going uphill this way, I can easily can it, you know, however I need to where this part is vertical. If I want to adjust my overall height, I just spread my legs a little bit more, and it lowers this down. The further out you go, the more stable it's going to be as well. For wind and stuff, it's very stable in wind. And you just tighten these things down, and it's there. It's not going anywhere. But you know, I wanted to have this thing about 6 feet at the top, so that if you put a silhouette here, it's gonna match a defensive shooting situation pretty closely. So anyway, let me grab the camera, and I'll just give you a better look at how I built this thing and what it's made of. Y'all hold on a second. Alright, right here, this joint is pretty much where all the magic happens. You can see I've just got lag bolt going through here, washer here, wing nut right there. And it's the same on all 4 of them. This piece right here is just a, let me go around to the back, you can see it better. This piece right here is just a 6-inch piece. This is all, I think if you were buying this, you would buy 2x2s, but they come smaller than 2x2. It's actually 1.5 by 1.5, I think. And my camera's getting all flicked. Hang on. Sorry for the terrible camera work. Let me just set this up. Anyway, these boards originally, when I took them apart, this is what I was working with. So I took and I just ripped them down. These are 1.5 by 2.5, and I ripped them down to where they're 1.5 by 1.5. And then I cut my lengths the way I wanted them. This piece here is 6 inches. I cut I think a 3/4 inch notch so that this square frame could sit down in there. And then it's just a matter of wood screws holding it all together. You can kind of see the back of it here. You know, it's just a pretty simple design, but my camera work is not very good today. And I can't take all the credit for this design. This is actually a design that was come up with by a company called Flippin' Targets. If you Google Flippin' Targets, they have a website. They sell these target stands like this. You can buy them completely assembled. And a target this size right here would cost, I believe, like $130 plus shipping, something like that. You can get smaller ones that are down as cheap as, like, I think $80 or $90 plus shipping. But those are for the smaller ones. And then if you want, you can buy the kits. He'll send you all the parts and hardware, and you can assemble it yourself. And it's a cheaper price that way. You'll have to go to the website and check that out. But you're still going to pay a lot more than $5, which is what I paid here. So I'll put the link for that guy's website just to give him credit. And if y'all are interested, go check out his website. And if you want to buy them from him, feel free. I think it's an excellent design and a very good idea. I mean, these things fold up. You can throw them in your trunk of your car. And if you're having to tote them long distances on the range for long rifle shooting, they're lightweight and compact and easy to tote. Especially if you build one smaller. This one's really built oversized, like I said. But anyway, I plan to make a lot more of these. I got plenty more wood to do that, and I'm going to make some different sizes. This one is actually the first one I made, and I'm giving this one to my dad for Father's Day as a gift, and this one's going to be his. So yeah, there you go. Pretty cool little project, and not a whole lot of money, only about $5 put into it. And by the way, those supports down there at the bottom, those are actually, hang on, I'll show you. These right here are just the wood that was left over when I ripped these down to 1.5 by 1.5. This is the 1.5 by 1 inch piece that was left over, and it gives it some stability. Keeps these legs more stable. But another thing that these things do is when you fold this thing down, you see there's a gap between here and here. And these things kind of act as spacers so that it stays more symmetrical, I guess. And it fits together nicely like that. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. I may do a step-by-step tutorial on how to build these. I kind of had planned to do that originally, but I'm so doggone one-track minded. When I get on something, I have a hard time remembering to film and doing both at the same time. And I know the other day when I went yard selling, I had every intention of getting some great footage of the yard sales themselves and everything, and then of course you saw what I actually ended up with. So sorry about that. I'm learning as I go and trying to get the hang of this, but I may do a step-by-step on how I build these things. I really don't think it's that necessary. If you just look at what I did and what this is made of, it is not that complicated. It really isn't. All you really need to know is that joint, and just some basic tools and knowledge is all you really need. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll talk to y'all later.